Friends, we are back with a video on the longevity slave, man. Bro, this guy really, it never stops, never ends with this guy. Anyways, we're gonna react to this video by the longevity slave himself, Tony, the longevity slave. So the longevity slaves, master athletes versus sedentary couch potato, same motor units, lol. Okay.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is just a quick message I want to give. Yesterday, one of the subscribers, a doctor, gave me a message about a study from Matt Piasecki. This scientist is world-renowned for motor units. Okay, he made a claim. I read the study. He made a claim that if you sit on the couch your entire life, smoke, drink, do whatever you want, eat junk food, become fat, and then compare it to a master athlete that trained for 50 years, every single day, his entire life, and he's still training to that day.
Well, guess what? None of them are. You want to know what happened to all those so-called master athletes? They're all dead. They're all dead. So when they show you these people, oh, they're 90 years old running in a marathon. Yeah, because they just started. Just like Tony here, the longevity guy. This guy right here, Tony, he just started. He just started doing these exercises and this YouTube channel not long ago. He was a couch potato. That's why he started all of this. This whole crazy obsession with motor units. You understand me? Your muscles have motor units. That's how you move around the planet, okay? They're activated when you move your body around. They're part of the nervous system. They come from your spinal cord, the CNS, what everybody always talks about. My CNS, my CNS. That's the motor unit, okay, dude? And they're shared through a vast, field of muscle fibers. Anyways, the point is, all these people that claim longevity and everything, they always do it at the end. And the ones... And the other ones that claimed it, they're all dead. They died. See what I mean? So the ones that didn't do anything and are living the longest and are starting to do things, they're still alive. The other ones that did it for many, many years are all dead. There you go.
They will have the same amount of motor units left, according to the studies that he did. Now, I read the study. Okay, first and foremost.
Yeah. They have the same amount of motor units laying on the couch than a master athlete. That's right. Motor units. But what about myogenic decline?
Mr. Matt Piasecki, you're full of it. Okay?
No, he's not.
I don't know who you think.
No, he's not. He's not full of it. You're full of it. I told you before, this guy is full of it. He just proved in his own video that he is full of it. He just read you a thing from a scientific thing where they said that they did a comparison between a master athlete and a guy that sat as a couch potato, sat on the couch, or whatever you want to call it, a sedentary person or whatever. They had the same amount of motor units when they aged. See what I mean? You don't get more of them, you don't get less of them, whatever.
Telling this to, okay? It makes no sense what you said. So I am going to expose this nonsense.
It makes absolute sense because they don't exist. They're part of the nervous system, a motor unit. It's a nerve. It's a nerve, bro. Get it? They activate when you move your arms. That's how you're able to move around. They're nerves. You understand? They reside in your body, in the muscles. They reside there. See what I mean? They can be shared. They can be shared. They can activate, be shared somewhat. They're there.
It's pure nonsense. First and foremost, he didn't take biopsies of the two groups to compare them. I don't know how he...
What biopsies, bro? You're crazy.
Came up with this. Well, I'm going to tell you how he came up with this. You're going to laugh at this. What he did,
how did he come up with this? You're going to laugh at this. This is a certified doctor guy, okay? He's got some experience backing him. And who are you, Tony, again? The longevity guy that looks 95.
He had the two groups contract muscles. Maximum voluntary contraction of 25%, not 100%.
Yeah, contraction. I contract every time I do my girls. When I get my bitches, bro, I contract, bro. It's contracting, bro. When I open the door, it's contracting. You get it, man.
25%.
Yeah, okay.
So the sedentary group that's been like out of shape their whole life contracted their muscle 25%, and the master athletes contracted their muscle 25%. Of course you're not going to see the difference because they only activated their slow twitch motor units.
Of course, they're not going to see the difference in bodybuilding. They only activated the fast twitch muscle fibers, the satellite cell, which is inside that needs to be activated through muscle goddamn fucking damage, bro. Get that?
It's not meeting the Henneman size principle. It's not going to the max because you need to go at least 70%
Sure.
to activate the fast motor units.
Oh, you have to go at least 70% to activate the fast motor units, bro. They're fucking activated the moment you get up out of fucking bed. How do you think you're breathing? How do you think you're living? Your heart is beating. They're always active, bro. Get it? They're always active. They're always there. They are always there, or you wouldn't be able to brush your teeth, get up, eat, or do anything. What are you talking about? Oh, I gotta do 75% to activate them. Bro, I'm not moving 75%. They're activated. I'm speaking, am I not? How are they activating? Oh, I know. We're not able to speak or do anything anymore, okay? Because this guy says it has to be 75% to be activated.
Then you would have saw the difference.
Oh, yeah?
Because the sedentary people would have had way less fast motor units.
Maybe you have too many motor units. They've been injecting them in you because look how fast you speak, bro.
Than the master athletes. But he didn't do this. But nevertheless, he got on stage.
Yeah.
On a YouTube. I mean, I seen the video also, not just the study.
Bro, they've even done studies on bodybuilders. They had the same amount of muscle fibers as a person that was sedentary. Want to know why? Because they weren't lifting to build any myofibrillar growth or anything like that. Get it? Here's another thing. Here, look. Okay. Here's another thing. They didn't build any more muscle fibers. That's for sure. Hyperplasia, getting the full hyperplasia, that can happen in eccentric exercise, but it has to be induced through heavy damage cycles. So that is one area where they didn't build any more new muscle fibers per se. So they had the same amount of muscle fibers. Now, did they get bigger through contractile proteins? Yeah, through the sarcomeres, whatever, But they're not the same. You see what I mean? They're not exactly the same. But as far as this motor unit stuff that this guy's talking about, yeah, like I said, these bodybuilders, they had the same muscle fiber count as people that were sedentary. They found out why. They got big. What did they get big through? Well, sometimes you get big through some contractile protein, and the rest is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You understand me? That's the difference. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So the people sitting sedentary and the people, the master athletes, these so-called motor units, was there a difference in there? No, because they're activated through what? Through movement. They're activated through movement. You don't get more of them. They're activated, but you don't get more of them. You can share them across a vast amount of fibers, but you don't get more of them. They just share them. They share themselves across. You don't get more of them. Can you lose them? I don't know. They say over time you can lose them. See what I mean? I don't know. But you can activate them to get them to share across a vast distance of muscle fibers. See what I mean? There's the difference. So if you don't want to be completely kaput, then maybe you want to do some exercises or build some muscle. I don't know. Maybe to keep them so they're shared through a vast distance of muscle fibers. Okay? I don't know, bro. It's a crash.
He made a bold claim that exercise, if you exercise your entire life, it will not slow down the loss of motor units.
If you know what one motor unit...
It does not increase the amount of motor units you have. And it will not stop the decrease of them. That's what it says. It says it will share them across, but it will not stop them from decreasing, and you don't get more of them, apparently.
Looks like, and what all motor units looks like, you can normalize one to the other and make an estimation of how many there are. And this is what we found. As expected, the young people had the greatest muscle mass. And there was no...
Of course, young people have the greatest muscle mass because they're young, yes.
...difference between the old and the master athletes. So the lifelong exercise does not preserve muscle volume, muscle size.
Well, the lifestyle does not preserve the muscle size. See? Young, old. Young people are always going to be stronger than... young people are always going to be stronger than older people. And younger people are always going to have more muscle mass than older people. It's really simple. It's something that this fart can't accept. This old longevity fart, fake longevity fart can't accept.
But more interesting, looking at the number of motor units.
Yes, that's the best.
We found this.
What did he find?
The young have the greatest number, as we would expect.
That's right.
And there's no difference between the old and the master athletes. And this is true.
There you go. There's no difference between the old and the master athlete when it comes to motor units. And young people will always have more of them. See that? And this, I knew this. I knew this a long time ago. Yeah, it's like that. And this guy cannot accept it.
Regardless of what method we use, whether it's the intramuscular, where we normalize the muscle size, or the more traditional method. They both show the same thing.
That's
in
right.
VL, there is no difference between them.
You wouldn't be able to function as an old person if you didn't have them. You understand me? Now, you can share them. They can be shared. You can activate them through lifting heavy stuff. They can be shared through a vast distance, but you can't get more of them. They can be shared. That's about it. That's it.
Master athletes and the old in relation to motor unit number. So the idea that this lifelong exercise may offer some protection against neuromuscular decline is appealing, but from what we can see here, it's just not the case.
Pure nonsense. Mr.
I love this old fart. Pure nonsense. Look at man.
Yes.
He look at his face, look at his body. It tells you it doesn't work. 60 years old looking 95. Look at his head. Look at his skin. Look at him. He's so old that look at me, bro. I'm 58. I'm not far from him. About 2 years away from him. You understand me, bro? And I don't have this gully. I don't have that old face or hair. Look at his hair, bro. Look at his face. You understand? This is associated with a loss, myogenic decline, sarcopenia, and everything. The only thing that's getting him going is the TRTs on. You understand me, man? You have to be stupid not to see that. All of you have to be blind. But people are blind. That's why he has 112,000 slaves. He's enslaved 112,000 subscribers on his channel to this crazy shit.
Thank you. Why don't you test me? Why don't you compare me to Sedentary 61-year-olds? And let's see.
Why don't you compare me to 61-year-olds? I just told you, when they did a test on these bodybuilders, they were lifting weights all their lives, doing everything. They want to build this and that. It is good. It is good. But here's the thing. It is astronomically hard to build a new fiber. I knew that when I was younger. That was my major goal, was try to get to the pinnacle of getting a new fiber. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. You can do it with eccentric exercise, but it has to be done in a massive amount of damage. You understand me? You have to do something very specific to get them. And so the contractile proteins, they can go away. Yes, they can go away. And all you're left with is what you started with in the beginning. You understand me? That can happen. That can happen. It can. See what I mean? So there you go. That's why are people lifting? You have to ask yourself this question. Why are you lifting? Because at the end of the day, you're left with nothing. Really, in the end, you will be left with nothing. Why are you doing it? I do it because of the athletic abilities it gives me. I lift in a specific manner for the athletic abilities. But some people, they want to be lifting slaves the rest of their life. They want to enslave themselves to a gym, and not only a gym, but eventually they enslave themselves to their own fucking house, bro. A room in their home, lifting there, like Alpha Destiny and all these other people, like this guy in the garage, Jason Blaha. They have enslaved themselves to be lifting slaves for no other reason. They're not building muscle. They're not doing anything other than they want to enslave themselves to lift a heavy weight. And it's not for any athletic endeavors. They have no athletic endeavors. This is crazy. This is insane. Now, I'm not saying what he's doing is bad. You know, maybe doing some exercise out in the field, running around, jogging. If that's what you like to do, do it. Me, personally, I like to play sports. So I will use my energy for sports. I don't want to give my energy away. Why? Because accelerated aging, bro. Get it?
Difference. This is absurd. I don't believe that you got on the stage and made such a ridiculous claim. First of all, it's common sense. It's common sense. If somebody sits on their butt their whole life, drinks, smokes, gets sloppy, gets fat, and then you compare him to a person that's been working out his entire life, they're going to have the same amount of motor units. They're not come to...
And they're going to have the same amount of muscle fibers, too. When the contractile proteins go away and they haven't built any more any muscle fibers, because you're not building them really. It's really difficult to build them, like I said, if you could, but I'm not saying it's not impossible. I'm saying that the majority of people out there have not done that. They don't do that. They are able to get some contractile proteins, but the contractile proteins, they go away. They're all left with one thing, the fibers they were born with. That's it. See what I mean? So there's no difference between the guy living sedentary and the guy lifting weights. Get it? They get some force production through the nervous system. You get some force production. You get some contractile proteins. You build them. Okay. The question is, why are you doing that? You have to ask yourself that question. When you know that in the end of the day, there isn't really anything there at the end if you were to stop and give up.
They're not moving the same speed. Why you don't explain that part? Because that part you forgot to measure. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, don't believe this nonsense if you hear it, that if you exercise. First, another thing that he didn't do. He didn't ask the master athletes if they trained their entire life. Okay, they trained 50 years, so what? So what?
I don't know about these master athletes training 50 years, but I do know that they're always showing these old people running a marathon. The other people that ran marathons, they're all dead. The other people are all dead. And then there's people that didn't do anything, and all of a sudden they try to revere them and say, look at this guy, he's 80 years old or 90 years old, he's running a marathon. Yeah, because they've never ran before. It's the first time they're running, get it? Just like this guy, Tony. He's about to die soon anyways. He's never done exercises or lifted weights in his entire life. All of a sudden, they gave him TRT. He started jumping around. He had this crazy idea of making a YouTube channel and talk about motor units all the time. You're going to recruit motor units. Yeah. I'm recruiting motor units. Hey, I'm building contractile proteins. Okay, look what I'm doing. I'm building contractile proteins. Hey, Tony, what are you doing? I'm recruiting motor units. Okay, they're there. They can get more of them, but they can go away. You understand me? They're not tangible. Even when they say nuclei are permanent. They're permanent to a degree, but they can go away. They can go away with atrophy. Yeah.
Many people take years off from training and come back. Do you know that after like
I love this. People take years off of training and they come back. Yeah, I know lots. Me. I'm that kind of person. I took years off and I came back. And so what? I lost a good majority of it over time. Not a lot. Because I know exactly what I built there. I have an idea what I was doing. See what I mean? But I don't know about other people.
The exact number is like 3-4 weeks. You start losing fast motor units.
You start losing that force production. Listen, the nervous system, when you tweak it, that force production goes within 10 days if you leave the gym. After 10 days, it starts going down. It's a known fact. So what did you build there? What did you build? Force production. What did you build? Nothing. You built nothing.
You don't do nothing for 3-4 weeks. You start losing fast motor units. And
you don't start losing fast motor units, you asshole. You understand me? The shared motor units that were there, you don't lose them. They regressed. That's what they did. They were shared because you activated them. So the ones that were activated, they went back to quiescence, you fool.
Around that same time, your firing rates deteriorate. You can't get those back, by the way.
Who says you can't get them back? Who says you can't? There's people out there now, they show them running 90 years old, running in marathons, okay? Shut the fuck up, man. I seen all kinds of old people now. They're lifting in the gym. They show these guys on steroids too, 70 years old on steroids. That Italian guy, they keep showing him on steroids, and the old man over there, and all these other people. What are you talking about?
You can't get those back. So that's another thing that he didn't do. He didn't ask the best athletes if they have ever taken weeks, months, years off from training. They may have regular...
Of course they do. Of course they do. They take time off. You have to. It's not something you do forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Get it, Tony? Jesus.
motor units as the next person. It's just that they have.
Okay, you want to do a comparison? Compare me. I haven't lifted in decades. Then I started going back to the gym. And I look massive, and I'm fucking massive and stronger than I ever was. But I don't do phony lifting like other people, get it? I don't lift for no reason. I have a reason why I lift in the gym. I don't know about other people. Yeah, some people, they continue on and on with the force production and lifting. They try to get good at particular lifts, and then they stay there forever. I'm not a lifting slave, Tony. You understand me? There's a difference. There's a lot of us people out there, we don't want to be lifting slaves. We just did it for a particular reason, whatever we built there. Some people want to skate uphill. Some people don't. Some people want to be, whatever, athletic. Some people want to be lifting slaves. I don't know, Tony. What do you want to be? The guy jumping around in the field over there?
Better firing rates than the sedentary people because of their training. But he didn't test that either.
That firing rate goes away. It all goes away when you stop.
Okay, look, I just wanted to relay this message to the gentleman that sent me the comments because this study makes no sense at all.
Oh, brother.
He didn't test correctly. I mean, think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Just think about it for a second. You contract your muscle.
Listen, Tony, I didn't know about sarcomeres in parallel or in series when I was younger. I knew about getting damaged. I knew this was, there was a building phase. I was building my muscle. I didn't know about parallel and in series. I didn't know that a majority of my muscle, when I built it, there was a lot in series. So when I started losing some of the sarcomeres, the contractile proteins, like I felt pain as if it was like damage when I was losing them. I didn't realize it was the contractile proteins in series. And I noticed my athletic abilities, they regressed when I started losing them. The ones in parallel, they pretty much kind of stayed there. They pretty much stayed, but the series went away. So I lost a lot of that muscle because I noticed my weight went down. My weight was going down and my athletic abilities weren't the same. I was very stiff. See the difference? So yeah, one of the sarcomeres that goes the quickest is the series, which that's the one that you want. You know what I mean? That's the one that you really want, the one that's going to go away the quickest. So yeah.
So at 25%, and then a sedentary person contracts that muscle 25%. You only activated the slow motor units. What's the comparison there?
What are you talking about? You have slow muscle, you have type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers for a reason. One is glycolytic, oxidative, and glycolytic. So they're glycolytic and oxidative. So the type 1 would be oxidative. The type 2 are glycolytic. So people that run marathons usually rely on glycolytic. Somewhat the other one as well too. You know what I mean? For glycogen stores, but not much. You know what I mean? And so you notice how skinny they are. Why are they so skinny? What is making them so skinny? See what I mean? You have to ask yourself that question. What is making them so skinny? What exactly is going on there? How is the body adapting to running a marathon? What is it going to do? What is it going to do to the muscle fibers, the motor units? I ran marathons. I've never studied it per se to find out. It's questionable. It's something you have to figure out. See what I mean? But your body returns to something called homeostasis, Tony. You understand me? Homeostasis.
Go all the way. Let's see what happens. Let's see who has fast motor units and who doesn't. Next time, contract at 90%, 70%.
You're trying to compare somebody who's practicing against somebody that's sedentary. What are you talking about? There's no comparison.
Or above. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great Saturday. See you soon in my next video.
That's like a guy that's always telling you, "Hey, I'm stronger than all of you because I've practiced at lifting a heavy weight. I've enslaved myself lifting here for 50 years. So I'm all stronger than you, and all of you have to be weak because I'm here. I'm lifting a heavy weight. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? It's just stupid." I'll see you in the next video. Tell us to think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I told you, I am longevity. He's fake, and that scientific thing just proved it. He's fake. It's all fake what he's doing. It's just garbage. It's a waste of time. That's why I came up with the lifting slave thing. You understand me? The motto, the lifting slave, the gym slaves. Because in the end of the day, you have to think about what are you doing there, wasting your time and your life away. Go enjoy your life and stop fucking around.